This single company made $10 million in a single week. And yeah, it sounds like something straight out of a fiction novel, like your friend's girlfriend who goes to a different school. But I'm here today to tell you that it's anything but that. And today we're gonna be breaking down the business model of this one company. And we're gonna go into depth about the intricacies of their actual operation and what's going on. And then at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you some actionable steps that you can take in order to do this yourself. Hopefully. Now, this company, of course, is called Lensa AI. Now, I touched on them briefly in my previous video when I talked about the concept of value arbitrage, but I didn't go into much depth about it, and I had a lot of comments asking me to, well, elaborate more and give examples of companies that are using this so-called value arbitrage. Now, of course, I didn't name drop any specific companies in that video, hence the comments, and a lot of the comments were like, well, that's bullcrap, which, to be fair, I get why you would think that. But a lot of the comments also wanted me to go a lot further into the rabbit hole with an actual example. So without further ado, let's break down how this company made $10 million in 1 week and break down the actual business model behind what they're doing. Now, PS guys, I'm actually working on an AI-powered side hustle right now, and I'm going to be dropping a video on the results very soon. So if you don't want to miss out on that, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss that upload. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, if you take a look at my YouTube channel, you'll notice something very particular about my profile picture. Not only am I devilishly handsome, don't comment on that, but you'll actually notice that it's AI generated. Now, this is exactly what the company Lensa did, but on a much grander scale. If you've never heard of Lensa, allow me to break it down for you. Now, Lensa is an app that you can download on your phone, whether that's Android or iOS. I believe they have it on both, that allows you to generate AI-generated profile pictures. Now, how it works is once you've downloaded the app, you upload 20 or so pictures of yourself, and Lensa will spit out 100 different variations of AI-generated profile pictures for you to choose from. But there's a catch. It's locked behind a $10 paywall. Now, here's the kicker. The API that Lensa uses to generate these AI-generated profile pictures is actually 100% free. So how is it that they're able to get away with charging people $10 when they can go and do it themselves? Well, this is when we get into the concept of value arbitrage. Now, value arbitrage is essentially providing a more convenient solution to someone in exchange for, well, money. Now, a good example of this would be DoorDash. People obviously don't always want to go out and get their own food, so they have it delivered to them for a premium. Another example of this would be Netflix. People don't want to watch ads. People don't want to see companies. People don't want to see all these advertisements in the middle of their shows at the most exciting moments. So what does Netflix do? Well, they create a service that completely eliminates that for them and makes it more convenient to watch their favorite TV show. Now, I could go on and on with examples like YouTube Premium, etc., but you get the point. Now, Alex Hormozy actually explained it best. People choose fast over free, which is exactly what Lensa is capitalizing on. Now, here's a little scenario that you can imagine in your head. You're on a road trip, right? And the trip there that's free is going to take you 8 hours to arrive at your destination. Or you can pay a $5 toll and get there in 4 hours. Which one would you choose? Now, I know some of you are gonna say the longer one just because you wanna play devil's advocate, which is fair, but in a real situation, 99% of people would choose the faster option just for a measly $5. 4 whole hours for $5? Sounds like a no-brainer to me. You see, Lensa is actually running on Stability AI, which, like I said, is completely free. But the thing is with Stability AI, that it's extremely complex, and it can sometimes be extremely hard to get the results that you want from your pictures. So it requires hours and hours of tweaking and playing around, and more often than not, a normally perfect picture would end up looking like a warped Barbie doll that you put in a microwave, making you look like you had some kind of botched surgery from a doctor in a dark back alley in Brazil. It can take hours of finicking and messing around before you finally have the result that you want, and that's only for one picture. Does that sound like very much fun to you? Well, maybe if you are a masochist, it might sound like something that is appealing to you, but for most of the general population, they don't want to spend the time learning how to do it, which, to be honest, I wouldn't either. Now, they don't want to spend the time or the effort creating it, so Lensa does that for them. Not only does it create one picture, but it creates 100 in a matter of minutes. So they're more than willing to pay $10 just for that convenience. Now, it's the same reason, guys, that we prefer streaming over cable television or DoorDash over going out and actually talking to people, God forbid. It saves effort and it saves time, and companies like Lensa know this, guys. Remember, like Alex Hormozy said it, people will always choose fast over free in the right scenarios. That's literally the whole reason toll routes exist, okay? And companies like Lensa know this, and especially capitalizing on the AI craze at its heights, Lensa is making an absolute killing. And their AI placement is honestly genius. Who doesn't want to see themselves as an actual realistic looking anime character from a TV series that they're fond of, whether that be like Game of Thrones or some kind of anime like One Piece? Who doesn't want to see it? Now, of course, there have been solutions to this before, like one of those cringy Snapchat filters, but let's be honest, it basically looked like the Wish version of anime. It wasn't anything special. And for the first time in forever, Lensa's able to create that for us in a way that we're like, wow, that actually looks really good. Most people are willing to pay for that. They want to look like an actual anime character rather than a Barbie doll that was basically melted in a microwave. Now, this is the foundation of Lensa's business model, providing a convenient service for a hot market that is more than willing to pay. And the best part is that you can do it too. Here's the thing. Lensa's business model is not only incredibly unique, but it's also incredibly niched down. They primarily specialize in profile pictures. Now, you might be wondering, okay, so what? What does that mean for me? Well, the answer is, it means that there's more than enough free real estate for you. It's free real estate. Now, they specialize in AI profile pictures, but we know that the capabilities of AI go way beyond that. You can literally make anything you want. You could probably make AI paint a picture of Vincent van Gogh sitting on Andrew Tate's yacht and smoking a cigar with him. Literally whatever you want. Now, this of course means that there's an opportunity for you to capitalize on different niches. Now, with that being said, here's some actionable steps that you can take today to start creating your own app like Lensa. Now, the first step you're going to want to do is define your niche. Now, I know you probably want to do anything and everything, but it's incredibly crucial that you don't get shiny object syndrome and just niche down to one thing. Whether that's cars, landscapes, maybe you take people's pet profile pictures and you just, change that up. You turn their cat into a dragon or something. I don't know. The possibilities are literally endless. Now, the second is you're going to want to figure out your go-to-market approach and your branding. Who are you selling to? When you're doing this, here's some important questions to consider. What do you want your app to be called? Who is your target market? Who are you selling to? What are their interests? Now, how will you go about marketing? Will you go for the organic reach or paid ads? Which platforms are you going to market on? Now, which social media platform has the greatest leverage for what it is that you're doing? Maybe consider making short-form content around this as well, considering that usually tends to do really good. And I'm pretty sure Lensa actually blew up on TikTok. So short form content might actually be your best bet, especially if you're able to find another niche for it. Now that we have our niche and our go-to market approach and our branding, frankly, the next step is going to be actually creating the app. Now you can use something like ChatGPT to help you, create your own app. But if you're just starting, there's basically going to be two options that you can take. Now, option A, you can hire a team of developers to do this for you. This is going to be the quickest option. It's going to be the easiest option, but it's also going to be the most expensive option. So if you don't have a budget that you're working with, this might not be the best route to go. Now, option B is you're going to be doing it yourself. Now, of course, this is incredibly complicated and it might take you weeks or heck, even months to learn how to make your own app, but it will be completely free and you'll have more control over what it is you're doing and you'll learn something in the process. Now, of course, this is going to be the cheapest option, but it's going to require a lot of time and dedication on your end. Now, whether you're developing this yourself or you're hiring someone to do it for you, here are some important questions that you need to consider. What do you want your user interface to look like? Are there any specialized features that you want to include in your program that maybe Lensa doesn't have? What programming language do you want to use or be used in development? Basically, what do you need in order to ensure that everything is working properly, you have all the features that you want, and that there are no bugs? You want everything working functionally and efficiently, because if there are any bugs, guys, it's just going to be a hassle. So make sure your product actually works before starting it. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and learn how to code, I'm going to leave a lot of good references down in the description below. I'm personally not a developer myself, unfortunately, so I can't really speak on this, but I'm going to leave a lot of great channels for you guys to check out below because I know you guys want as much information as possible. So check down below for that. Now, I could go on and on into how to develop an app for AI generated profile pictures, but that's for another video. Now, finally, we have the launch and the post-launch marketing. Now, the key here is getting it in front of as many eyes as possible. Now, kind of like I talked about earlier with the niche and the go-to-market approach, you're going to want to figure out which social platform has the highest leverage for what you're doing. Now, me personally, I would recommend short-form content in the form of posting on Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or TikTok. Now, they tend to have explosive and powerful organic reach compared to other platforms and media types, but you're also welcome to try paid advertising as well if that's something that you want to do and you have the budget for it. Now, of course, guys, again, make sure your app is free of bugs because the last thing that you guys want is for it to start blowing up or something and you have this giant game-breaking bug that basically destroys your app, because that's not what you're going to want. Now, make sure your app is properly working and free of bugs and actually functional, unlike my Sorry guys, the clip cut off there. I meant to say my dimmer switches, they have just not been working. I think I need to have someone come check it out, but that's something I need to deal with off camera. They literally just don't even dim anymore. I'm just not sure what to do anymore, but anyways, I digress. Now, with that being said, guys, that will be the conclusion of this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. Now, guys, remember that I am working actually on an AI side hustle right now, and I'm going to be posting the results of that here soon on this channel. So if you don't want to miss out for that, and you don't want to miss any other content from me, be sure to subscribe. And if you found this video informative, be sure to leave it a like for the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, I will see you guys later.